जिसमें स्पेशली टर्म क्लॉज नंबर 4 and 7 on page 50 show that it is a conditional accession. Clause number 4 page 50 में है, I hereby declare that I accede to the Dominion of India on the assurance that if agreement is made between the Governor General ruler of the state, then any such later on, where is made between the where any functions in relation to the administration of the state or any law that shall be exercised by ruler of the state, then such agreement shall be construed and shall have effect accordingly. कि बाद में जो agreement होगी उसके basis पे ये पूरी चीज construe होगी. और 7 में ये है, nothing in this instrument shall be deemed to commit in any way to acceptance of any future constitution of India or to fetter my discretion to enter into agreement with the government of India under any such future constitution. तो बोला कि we are not accepting the Indian constitution for now. This is the conditional acceptance. बाद में देखा जाएगा based on the clauses of 4 and 7. And let's read this as well. What does this say? Letter जो था, naturally they cannot send the help asked for me without my state acceding to the Dominion of India. I have accordingly decided to do so, and I attached into instrument for acceptance by your government. ठीक है? This is addressed to Lord Mountbatten. ठीक है ना? So this was Maharaja. They बोला कि I have no option but to ask for help from the Indian government to leave my state and my people to free looters on the basis no can exist or be pretend. This alternative is not allowed to happen as long as I will and I have life to defend my country.
This is addressed to Lord Mountbatten, who also happens to be the Governor General.
Yeah.
Why is he talking in third person?
Because he is the Maharaja. ठीक है? Mountbatten ने acceptance भी conditional कर, ठीक है? Acceptance क्या थी? लंबी लाइन नहीं पढ़े, just the headline part. The question of accession should be decided in accordance with the wishes of the people of the state. It is my government's wish that as soon as law and order has been restored and her soil cleared of the invader, the question of the state's accession should be settled by a reference to the people.
Invader?
Invader were those, tribesmen from non-state actors. ठीक है ना? So clearly उन्होंने बोला कि ये. Now this position I will go hurriedly through the remaining part because बहुत कवर करना है. ये जो बातें हैं, ये सारे इस चीजों की reaffirmation. नेहरू ने फिर बोला गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज नो डिजायर टू impose any decision will abide by the wishes. फिर पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट ने बोला कि accession तो फ्रॉड है, हम नहीं मानते, फ्रॉड एंड वायलेंस है, इट कैन नॉट करेक्ट है. नेहरू ने फिर लियाकत अली खान को बोला that as soon as invader has been driven, the people of Kashmir would decide the question of accession. It is open to them to proceed to either of the dominion. It is not merely a pledge to your government but also to the people of Kashmir and to the world. So ये जो अभी आप कश्मीर में आप वायलेंस देखते हैं, always see it to this lens कि आपको ये बातें शायद पहली बार सुनी. Is this the first time you're reading on this or have you have some background knowledge? First time. Now the people who have been born in Kashmir, whether it is Azad Kashmir or Jammu and Kashmir, ये बचपन से बातें सुनते आ रहे हैं. So the kind of anger that they feel कि हमारे साथ जाती हुई है फलाना, it is kind of based through these historical facts.
But other question.
जी.
On factual ground, अगर accession के issue पर abiding हो इनकी और उस condition में conditionally accede कर गए इंडिया के साथ तो uprising है तो और इजाफा हुआ.
हाँ. So that's why a war broke out there. So armed conflict
तो कह रहे थे कि ये खत्म होगा तो हम वापस करेंगे तो उन्हें पता था कि ये खत्म नहीं.
वो उसके बाद खत्म नहीं, armed conflict broke out and the UN had to intervene. I am going into the history right now. ठीक है? ये फिर लंबी बातें हैं. I won't, but this is, it's going to take too long to, but basically नेहरू ने फिर broadcasting किया that it was in accordance with, let it make it clear that it is our policy all along that there is a dispute about land, the decision must be made by the people of that state. It was in accordance with this policy that we added a proviso to the instrument of accession of Kashmir. The proviso is clause 7. ठीक है ना? We have agreed to an impartial international agency like the UN supervising any referendum. ये इंडिया क्या है? ठीक है? Now I want you to focus on this because इंडिया की position constantly हर 10 साल बाद बदलती है. ठीक है? And they've actually used it to their favor. Changing positions they've actually, whereas हम एक चीज में फंसे हुए हैं frozen in time. So इंडिया ने बोला, आज हम बोलते हैं कि UN रेफरेंडम करें. ये इंडिया की सजेशन थी that we should go to an impartial agency like the UN and supervise a referendum. This principle we are prepared to apply to any state where there is a dispute about accession. 3rd November 1947. ठीक है? Joint request पे बोला we made a suggesting a joint request to the UN to undertake a plebiscite in Kashmir at the earliest possible date. This was Nehru. So then what happened? ये तो सारी history होगी. Based on this, Nehru took the Kashmir issue to the United Nations Security Council at the end of 1947. Okay? And the United Nations had only been formed in 1945. It was very ये पहला major dispute आया था UN के सामने. It was very keen to establish its credibility and its credentials. Pakistan was represented by Sir Zafarullah Khan, who was, I already mentioned, our foreign minister and the best international lawyer that we've ever produced. And इसमें a number of resolutions were passed by the UN Security Council following hectic deliberation. 1947 से लेके 1948 तक number of them, and then intermittently every year, every 2 years पे. Crux क्या है इनका? ये resolutions आपको separately पढ़नी चाहिए. But crux क्या है? UN ने बोला Kashmir's accession to India was indeed conditional on the wishes of the people. So instrument of accession was conditional. ये UN ने established किया. Re-established. Mode for assessing the wishes of the people had to be a plebiscite under supervision of the UN. ये UN resolution 47 है, number 47, which says that plebiscite had to be, plebiscite क्या होता है? एक referendum basically होगा. And it established the United Nations Commission on India and Pakistan, which later on became UNMOGIM today, United Nations Observer Mission, Military Observer Mission of India Pakistan. ये उन्होंने बनाया. And it nominated observer to observe the ceasefire between Pak-India forces. So what happened was कि पाकिस्तान इंडिया के बीच में फिर जंग शुरू हो गई, ठीक है? जंग शुरू हो गई, and position war happened, and then in 1948 a ceasefire was brokered by the United Nations, which led to the Karachi Agreement of 1949. ये वो ceasefire line है जो आज line of control इसे कहते हैं, ठीक है? So I'll explain that as I go along. But उस ज़माने में it was known as the ceasefire line. इसी कराची एग्रीमेंट की वजह से आज सियाची डिस्प्यूट भी खड़ा हो गया. So it is all legal, but I keep coming to that.
The war broke out when Sir Jinnah was still alive.
I don't know about that. The war broke out in 48 though, so I'm not sure.
He died in September.
He died in September. I think he was because Poonch uprising जो है 47.
I read somewhere that he ordered.
Google it.
Okay. So I said, is that what has?
ठीक है. अच्छा, ये UN resolutions हैं, ठीक है? ये UN resolutions हैं. You can see a lot of them. These 4 were the शुरू वाले. खासकर ये 47 जो है ये बहुत जरूरी है ये करना. उसके बाद 1950 में 51, 52, 57, 65 में थोड़े से 71 में. उसके बाद खत्म.
There's an element of urgency in the earlier years, such as the statements की बार-बार आ रही है और उसके बाद फिर.
और इस वक्त we were owning it in the Security Council. हमारी लीगल टीम थी, हम छाए हुए थे, सारा सीन होता. उसके बाद the UN Security Council ने सिर्फ 1998 में किया था after our nuclear tests, where they made a reference to Kashmir. The Security Council has made no more reference to Kashmir on its agenda. That's why we are trying to bring it back on the agenda, but for that. ठीक है? अच्छा. Next. How did we comply with the UN Security? ये बड़ा जरूरी है. ठीक है? How did we comply with the UN Security Council resolution? I want you to open the history जब होगी, the rest will go too faster. History will be long. Open page 28 of your book. Page 28. Page 28. पाकिस्तान ने क्या किया है? Pakistan had always wanted a resolution of the Kashmir dispute in accordance with the UNSC resolution. ठीक है? Because at the first stage we won at the UN. हम जो चाह रहे थे वो हो गया. UN ने बोला कि जी instrument of accession conditional है, plebiscite करो, find out the will of the people. Now we have always complied with the UN Security Council. अभी तक हम यही कहते हैं. So हमने क्या किया? हमारा constitution does not enlist Jammu and Kashmir within the territory of Pakistan. If you open article page 28 पे article 1, article 1 of the constitution कहता है the republic and its territories. The territory और इस पे 1, 2 कहते हैं the territories of Pakistan shall comprise कंप्राइज और ये बलूचिस्तान, खैबर पख्तूनख्वा, पंजाब, सिंध, इस्लामाबाद कैपिटल टेरिटरी, फेडरली एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एरियाज एंड such states and territories as are or may be included in Pakistan, whether by accession or otherwise. So we've left a clause open in our constitution कि कल को referendum हुआ कश्मीर में तो 112D के नीचे it will be open. And secondly, Article 257, which is on page 29, bottom of the page. Umar, can you read out Article 257?
Provision relating to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. When the people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir decide to accede to Pakistan, the relationship between Pakistan and the state shall be determined in accordance with the wishes of the people of that state.
So if you notice, हमने option दी हुई when the people decide to, and not if. But this is the two articles in our constitution जिसके नीचे हमने UN resolutions को we've tried to comply with. उसके अलावा हमने और क्या किया हुआ है? आज़ाद जम्मू एंड कश्मीर को हमने यूनिक स्टेटस दिया हुआ है ऑफ एन इंडिपेंडेंट स्टेट, डिलिबरेटली नॉट पार्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान, in order to comply with the obligations of the UN resolution for ensuring control. Interim AGMA constitution है carries the post of plebiscite administrator. आज़ाद जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आई थिंक इस पेपर बुक में है भी, उसमें आर्टिकल 11 के नीचे हमने प्लेबिसिट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का एक पोस्ट भी रखा हुआ है, राइट? एंड द नॉर्दर्न एरियाज जो अभी गिलगित बल्तिस्तान है have not been formally incorporated in territories of Pakistan under the constitution, so that their incorporation does not adversely affect Pakistan's position. ये आजकल बहुत मेजर इशू है, because गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में लोग कहते हैं कि हम जलील हो रहे हैं, कश्मीर डिस्प्यूट रिजॉल्व नहीं हो रहा और हमें राइट्स नहीं मिल रही एज पाकिस्तानी सिटीजन, हमें ये इंटरम सेटअप आपने दिया हुआ है, डायरेक्ट रिप्रेजेंटेशन नहीं दी हुई, we cannot vote the way other citizens can,
So they say Pakistan से हैं.
हाँ, exactly. So this is becoming a problem now. और ये CPEC के context में, there is this issue कि CPEC गिलगित बल्तिस्तान से गुजर रहा है, इसका legal title dodgy है. So should we incorporate this in Pakistan? अगर हम incorporate करेंगे क्या उसका मतलब है कि कश्मीर dispute में हम हार मान गए? These are very technical issues which have vexed people for 70 years. ठीक है ना? So but there is a lack of new debate और बस gridlock हुआ है situation. India as a state practice is consistently opposed to CPEC position because वो कहते हैं कि ये disputed, ये हमारे टेरिटरी के थ्रू जा रहा है. गिलगित बल्तिस्तान is part of the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. उस एरिया के लोग तपे में, there's no area. अगर उन लोगों की राइट्स पे ज़्यादा बात होती है तो यहाँ जो हमारा कश्मीर ग्रुप है वो तब जाता है कि आप लोग हमें अबैंडन कर रहे हैं. So the government is always stuck, between a rock and a hard place for this situation. नहीं, उस ज़माने में बेसिकली दिस होल रीजन वी हैव सेड दैट द होल जम्मू एंड कश्मीर जो पूरा कश्मीर है यहाँ पे दे सेड दैट वी वांटेड, उनके लिए इंडिविजुअल जो उनके जो हैं शिगर का हेड था, फलाना का हेड था, दे ऑल जो दे डिसाइड टू जॉइन पाकिस्तान, बट इट इज द होल इशू ऑफ कश्मीर वी लेफ्ट ओपन बिकॉज़ जब रेफरेंडम होगा उसमें इनका वोट भी शामिल होगा, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दे काउंट टुवर्ड्स द मुस्लिम मेजॉरिटी एरिया. गिलगित बल्तिस्तान, नॉट चित्राल, आई थिंक. Not Chitral. Can you vote for?
Yes.
Then you're not part of Gilead. Okay. अच्छा, phase 2, phase 3 sorry. अच्छा, now guys let's recap. पहले phase में झगड़ा शुरू हो गया, ये आगे पीछे माउंटबेटन और ये सारी बातें accede कर लेने. उस phase का end क्या हुआ कि इंडिया, the महाराजा हरि सिंह conditionally acceded in favor of India. हमने रिजेक्ट कर दिए कि इंडिया यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल चले गए. यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल ने रीअफर्म किया पाकिस्तान की पोजीशन को कि विशेस ऑफ द पीपल होगा, ये कंडीशनल एक्सेप्टेंस है, एंड उन्होंने सर्टेन कंडीशंस का, वो कंडीशन मैं नहीं जा रहा बिकॉज टाइम नहीं है, बट उन्होंने बोला था कि दोनों फोर्सेस विड्रॉ करें, पाकिस्तान अपने फोर्सेस विड्रॉ करे, फलाना वगैरह जो. सो वो हो गया यूएन के स्टेटमेंट. थर्ड फेज में इंडिया ने बोला it changed its political because India lost the Security Council.
So this short, from what I have read, Pakistan was supposed to be the first force to withdraw.
Yes, it was.
And this is usually a very hot point.
This is a hot point.
तो आप तक ही ना उसके ऊपर से
नहीं, but ये है कि there are many other things that you have to consider as well, but the basic key was that these were the legal requirements of that. So हमने भी वो नहीं की, but हम कहते हैं कि पहले referendum होगा, फिर हम withdraw करेंगे. You know, so there are different rules, and then there are other. I'm not going into detail, but other detail ये India कहती है ये Chapter 6 resolution है, which is not binding, is not Chapter 7. वो भी मैं बाद में आपको I'll discuss it one-on-one, but we don't have time right now.
Right.
So I'm moving through things. So India ने बोला Security Council resolutions के बाद कि यार let's change this, let's incorporate Kashmir into the Indian Constitution. So what they did was India ने इलेक्शन कराया जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में. क्वेश्चन क्या था? विशेस ऑफ द पीपल थे, राइट? इन्होंने बोला रेफरेंडम को दफा करें, इलेक्शन करते हैं जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में, एंड वी एस्टैब्लिश अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली. कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली का ये मतलब होता है द फर्स्ट असेंबली व्हिच मेक्स द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. लेट्स मेक अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली एंड क्रिएट अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन फॉर कश्मीर. और उस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली 1951 में बनी. 1957 तक 6 साल के लिए वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली वाज ट्राइंग टू डिटरमिन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ कश्मीर. 1957 में इंडिया ने इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ एक्सेशन उस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली के सामने रखा और उन्होंने कहा कि इसे रेटिफाई आप करते हैं कि नहीं.
परमानेंट
Yes.
सेशन
उन्होंने बोल दिया हम रेटिफाई करेंगे. सो इंडिया ने बोला बिकॉज हमने इलेक्शन करवाया जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में, इलेक्शन के थ्रू ये असेंबली बनी, उस असेंबली ने रेटिफाई कर दिया इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ एक्सेशन. देयरफॉर द पीपल हैव डिसाइडेड एंड दे हैव डिसाइडेड टू जॉइन इट. ठीक है, दिस इज जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. जम्मू इंडिया का जो पोर्शन है, इंडिया पोर्शन इज कॉल्ड जम्मू एंड कश्मीर एंड आवर पोर्शन इज कॉल्ड आजाद कश्मीर. ठीक है, so the new Indian position said we have ascertained the wishes of the people. बात खत्म हो. ठीक है, so they did this. हमने बोला कि ये इलेक्शन रिग्ड थे, ये फ्रॉड था, ये इन अपने बंदे सेलेक्ट किए थे, मैसेज दागली खाना ये और वो ये इशू. ठीक है, इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ये थी कि they said UN resolution has become infructuous or irrelevant. Now just a second before you move on. UN ने क्या बोला? This is important. Because UN ने 1951 में जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली बनी, उन्होंने बोला 1991 रेजोल्यूशन में affirming that convening of the constituent assembly and any action that assembly might attempt to determine the future shape and affiliation would not constitute a disposition of the state in accordance with the above principle of a free and impartial government. तो UN ने बोलते हैं कि हमारे सज़फ़रुल्लाह खान ने उधर ही ब्लॉक कर दिया कि ये नहीं हो सकता. And when 1957 में उन्होंने डिसाइड किया, तो 1957 में रेजोल्यूशन 122 ने बोला that the final disposition will be made in accordance with the will of free and impartial, and reaffirms its resolution 1951 that this does not constitute a disposition of the state. So, जिस क्या है, इन्होंने constituent assembly बनाने की कोशिश की. UN ने 51 में बोला कि ये नहीं ऐसे होगा, और 57 में जब उन्होंने ये ऐसे किया, तो they said no, this is not going to be a disposition in accordance with the above principle.
India did not have the prerogative to actually conduct.
Even at 57 we had the upper hand at the UN Security Council position as well. ठीक है, अच्छा, उसके बाद इंडिया ने क्या किया side by side with this is very important as well. I have the Indian Constitution with me here in the paper book. Indian Constitution. India का क्या position है? Now India wants to subsume Kashmir within its territory. Page 38 में उन्होंने बोला हुआ है Article 1. India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. The states and territories shall be specified in the first schedule. First schedule इसमें कहाँ पे है? First schedule is on page 44. Page 44 में first schedule जो है page 44 में Jammu and Kashmir, you can see it written there. Can you find it?
Yeah.
Clause 50. The territory which immediately before commencement of this constitution was comprised in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. पहले मैं आपको मैप दिखाया था ना? The territory at that time was the whole state of. So the whole state of the princely state before 1947, India claims legally under its constitution as part of its territory. अच्छा, इंडिया ने और क्या किया? जी.
When we are not given the rights to Kashmir because we were not given the rights to visit Pakistan. We are not.
हाँ डिग्री बरसात हमने we
Then
not shown.
why are we giving rights to Azad Kashmir? Because Azad Kashmir is included in our constitution as our part.
Azad Kashmir is not included in that part. It's not. That's why मैंने आपको अभी दिखाया ना when I read it out, Azad Kashmir is not there. We've given them an interim constitution and their own status, unique उसका status है.